Hey kawan, welcome to EDCReady. Today we have a tiny little flashlight review. This is the Folomov EDC C2. Folomov is a flashlight company coming out of China. It's relatively new, established in 2017. And then this is the EDC C2, very much focused on being an EDC flashlight. And you can kind of see why it is so tiny. I mean, let's just compare it to a Night Eyes pry bar right here. Comparing it to a Faber-Castell pen right here, it's just tiny. It's actually just really cute. Okay, let's get into the measurements right here, because one of the good things about this flashlight is definitely the size of it. Measurements right here, it comes in at a length of right around 55 millimeters or 2.16 inches. We have a width, or a diameter of 0.72 inches or so, coming in at about 18.6 millimeters, so really tiny. The weight, if I can find my weighing scale, which is right here, is in grams. So it should come in at about right around 33 grams with the battery, and the battery does come included. So definitely a really small flashlight, definitely great for throwing it into your pocket, I wouldn't particularly use this as a keychain flashlight, but you could if you really want to, if your pants are really that big or your keychains are really that big. So you can really throw this into your pants. You can throw it into your bag if you want to, but it's kind of pointless because it's so tiny. If you have like a slightly bigger flashlight like this, the 18650S, also from Folomov, you can more or less you're gonna want this in your backpack more than your pockets. But this definitely great for being in your pocket. Next up, let's talk about the lumen spread. Fantastic lumen spread right here. We have here a moonlight mode. You hold it down at just 1 lumen. It holds for about 35 hours. We have 13 lumens, which holds for 8 hours. 65 lumens at 3 hours, and then a high mode of 200 lumens for 1.1 hours. And then from there, it just goes back down to your 13 lumens. So to get to the moonlight mode, you just gotta hold down and it goes into your 1 lumen. If from off, you just tap it once, you're in your low mode, which is your 10 lumens. To access your turbo mode, you just double tap, and then you get 600 lumens for 1 hour. Double tap again, you get all your tactical modes. You get your strobe function right here, you get your SOS, and then you also get your beacon mode right here. Maximum beam distance is 167 meters, impact rating of 1 meter, and a waterproof rating of IPX68. Just showing you what it comes, how it comes in the box. This is the box. It comes in a little metal box right here. You have a Folomov, you have the O-rings right here. And then you also have a micro USB charging cable. So one thing I really like about Folomov flashlights is so far every Folomov flashlight I've used has a USB chargeable battery. If I can just turn this. Sorry about that. There we go. So the battery here is micro USB rechargeable, which is great because I don't need any kind of special chargers. I just carry around a cable, which I already have, and then in any situation I just charge it, stick it into a laptop, or stick it into my phone or my power bank or whatever, then I can charge this bad boy right here. So that's really fantastic. Battery life is really good. We have a single button operation right here. We have a side switch, which is very nice. Some flashlights you have a back switch. I've used a couple of back switch flashlights and I think it's okay. No harm around it. But I just kind of prefer a side switch. I just think it goes through. Oh, sorry about that. I do not have coronavirus, even though this came from China. Even though that I just a little bit more comfortable to have it in hand. It has a pocket clip, a very it's not a nice pocket clip because it's very shallow. I don't think I can get this in most of my thicker pants, and even if I do, I might stretch out the pocket clip a little bit more. So make sure when you're using this, you only use it with a yoga pants. So that's one thing I don't like about this flashlight. Another thing I want to talk about is that it is magnetic. If I have just a piece of metal here, see, it is magnetic. Now, I've never had a flashlight with a sorry, my wife wants to show her. There we go. Yeah, review. So I've never had a magnetic flashlight before, and after I got this guy, I can finally see the purpose or the convenience of having a magnetic tail cap. Sometimes you don't want it, if you have a lot of keys in your pocket, you don't want it to get stuck to your keys or mess with any credit cards. But I find that inconvenience to be not a problem for the convenience that you have. For example, let's say you're in a forest. and then you need to stick this, you need to illuminate a certain space or whatever. You can't have this on the ground. You stick this knife into a tree, then you stick this onto the knife, and bada bing bada boom, you have a light source or a lantern that you have that you can use on the day-to-day, during the nighttime shoot or whatever, which is what my friend did when he was taking out his flashlight at night for a shoot in the forest. Now, a couple of things that you need to be wary about. You're keeping this in your pocket, which means that there's a chance it might hit your other stuff, like your keys or your pocket knife. This kind of anodization, it's fine, but you can already see this already starting to chip away a little bit as I've carried this for the review. So you need to be very wary of that. You need to be okay with the fact that, you know, it's not gonna look pristine anymore after maybe like a month or so or carry. One thing I do like is that the light itself is a nice neutral color. Okay, sometimes you can get a little bit of a yellowish tinge, a little bit of a bluish tinge, but this just really shows the color of the flashlight. My wife will now put in her nails here, and you can kind of see it does not distort the color. That's very nice. Thank you, wife. One thing I don't like about the light though is that it's just a little bit spotty for my preference. It's not bad. It's not as bad as the 18650 S, which I showed you just now. That one's really spotty. But with a flashlight that is this small, I'm mostly going to be using it indoors and in an urban setting. And if you're like in a garage, trying to clean out a garage or whatever, I personally would prefer something that flirts, especially if it's especially if I'm not using this for any kind of searching or rescuing or whatever. I'm not going to be really taking this into the forest. For that, I have the 18650L, which is the big brother of this guy. Okay, that is what I would need a spotty flashlight for, especially with the beam distance that the other guy has, which is around 400 meters. This beam distance still comes in at only 167 meters. At that beam distance, I much rather prefer a floody flashlight so that it can illuminate a room in total. Other than that, one thing you probably think would happen with this flashlight is that because it's so small and it's aluminum, it actually would heat up quite fast. But actually I found out that it's not too bad. It doesn't heat up that quickly, and if it does, it has the overheating control to make sure it doesn't overheat. So that's really good. Overall, I'm extremely impressed with this flashlight. It has a couple of other features I do want to mention about. It has a countdown timer, so you switch this on, and then when you tap it, I believe 3 times, and then you can kind of set if you want it to switch off after 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, all the way up to 9 and 10 minutes. It also has a lockout function, so all you do is you tap it 3 times, 1, 2, 3. It'll flash 3 times. Yeah, and then now in the bag, let's say in your pants or whatever, if it hits up against your phone or whatever, phone holds it down or whatever, it is not going to switch on. To disengage the lock, you just tap it 3 times, 1, 2, 3. Sorry. Is it back on? No. Let me try it again. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And now we're back in business. So bada bing bada boom, all the features there. So just to review, just as a conclusion, it is a great size for EDC for carrying it in the pocket. It has a nice tail cap right here. Amazing battery because it is USB rechargeable. Nice, very nice lumen spread with a very nice color tone. Okay, and then at the end of the day, it's just a great flashlight to carry in your bag, in your pocket. A couple of things that I wish was slightly different or were better is that I wish the pocket clip was a little bit taller because this doesn't fit anything other than my yoga pants. The anodization can chip away a little bit, so you gotta be okay with that getting into this flashlight. Last but not least, the lights are just a little bit spotty in my opinion, for a smaller flashlight. For smaller flashlights like this, I'm gonna be using it indoors. I prefer something that flirts instead of something that spots. Okay guys, that is it for this review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I got this on loan from thomastools.com.my. You can check out the links down below. There's also a promo code that you can use to get a special discount or a special rate for certain items, and the promo code, the value of the promo code changes every month, so do keep that in mind when you are at checkout. Okay guys, thank you, and as always, stay ready.